KDB. KDB.
Beats Planet.
Inside.
I guess we yeah, Jack's little brother. Yeah, I guess we ain't got Jack Harlow little brother. All right, Jack. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Busy day today.
Very.
Busy day. It's all good. We will fulfill our obligation of giving y'all one of the most amazing shows we could possibly conjure up to you. Will Steele, let me tell you something, man. I had to do Bleacher Report at 2 Central after doing dojo around 12, after doing other little workouts and things of that nature. Let me tell you something. There was actually a 7-minute window from like 2:52 to like whenever we normally log on. I was like, man, can I just close my eyes for 7 minutes and just sneak me a little nap in before? I actually thought about it, Will Steele. I was like, man, can I just sneak this little nap in? And your ass want to be on time today. Your ass out all day. Out of all day. Out of any day, Will Steele could be. Boy, normally Will Steele strolling this mug at 3:08, 3:09, and what's good? Voch starts snapping his fingers. I said, man, Will walked his ass there at 3:01. What's up, buddy?
Hey, that's kind of interesting because my barber is usually late as hell, by the way. And so today I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to Tasty Tales. I'm gonna go get me some food and wait for my barber to show up. I texted him. I said, hey, man, I'm at Tasty Tales. I'm going to have me a meal before I go get my haircut.
Is that a strip club, Tasty Tales?
No. It's like Cajun food and whatnot. Seafood. It's really good.
Okay, go ahead.
And my barber said, oh, that's cool. I'm walking in right now. I said, of all the days, I'm starving. I can't breathe. I can't think. I need to eat. Of all the days for you to be on time, he ain't never been on time, Voch.
Yeah.
He on time today when I'm dying.
I needed this character to be late, dog. I needed him to take just 5 extra minutes, dog. Boy, I needed it. But hey, we are here. I'm your host.
Hey, Voch.
And this is just a mixtape.
VOCHLONBARD. I'm being point guarded by the best in the business, Master William Skywalker Steele.
Oh,
that's enough damn salt there, Willie.
No more. I thought she was going to have the other one. I had a whole little thing ready for that.
I mean, I normally let you run your buttons sometimes, but we can get back to soundboard racing if you want to. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing we was always doing. But whatever. Master William, content been hot lately, dog. When the grease is hot, drop the fish. You know what I mean. Even on our off days, Trey Lance get traded, so we got to step up and do a little bit of work, man. How you doing? Everything cool?
Everything is everything. It's to me. Yesterday sucked for the players, right?
Yep.
But for the fans, it's the first really step towards the regular season. So.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, y'all, let's get into the roundup. You better not. I just cut this. Yeah, I just cut my little roundup music going, my little pocket with no visual effect.
Hey, look. I'm out, boy. That's how them sponsors. Oh, that's a cool little segment. What you want for it?
That's cool. Cool. Here we go. Let's see. All right, let's get to it, y'all. We got some things to talk about today. I got some audio from Trey Lance and Mike McCarthy. Me and Will still gonna do a little bit of reacting to it. I think that'll be fun. Practice squads are, filling out as we speak. The waivers went through at like 11 a.m. Central. We got a good idea of what the practice squad is gonna look like. Some of these guys gonna be pulled up game day. Some of these boys just gonna be on practice squad. It is what it is. We're gonna give y'all some thoughts about that. What I really want, though, this is what I really want. And chat, this ain't really me choosing violence, because I love y'all to pieces, right? There were some people yesterday that had some disagreements about my Hunter Luepke takes. And in real life, Will Steele, they didn't disagree. They just don't like how I said it. Y'all not getting 4 hollers. They just don't like how I said it, Will Steele. And look, that happens all the time. I can be like, boy, I love Hunter Luepke. He's so fantastic. What a versatile player Hunter Luepke is, boy, but I like this player better. All of a sudden, I hate Hunter Luepke. You see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
I got a lot of people in the live chats, a lot of people in the comments afterwards. There's this narrative that Voch got nothing but wrong takes or something like that. I don't want to sound arrogant, so I ain't going to even address that. But what I would love for y'all to do, I think this show is a little different, Will Steele. I think this is a show where dialogue is okay. This is a show where conversation is okay. This is a show where, you know, we do clown the caller sometimes. Oh, don't get me wrong, but that's a rare occurrence, right? I would love it if you was tuned in yesterday, and you're also tuned in today. And I'm sure that's going to be the case for a lot of you because you don't miss shows, or at least you're not supposed to miss shows. If you disagree with anything that I said yesterday, specifically about Hunter Luepke, I want you to call in. And y'all are going to be my Luepke calls for the day. Okay? And if y'all want to call in and talk about practice squad, you know, talk about, you know, the other team stuff about Land and how he's a cult now and how that makes you sick, then please call in. We would love to hear from you. Or any of this Mike McCarthy talk, any roster building dynamics, please talk to me. But specifically, the people that you know, that have a gripe with what I was saying about Hunter Luepke, right? If you're a Voch, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree type characters. Hey, fine, man. We can always agree to disagree. There's no problem with that. But boy, if you think Hunter Luepke, Mike Allstott, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Please. You only get 3 hollers. And please provide me timestamps. Please tell me what timestamps and what games y'all saw Hunter Luepke playing like Mike Allstott. And that'll be very helpful, okay? So the numbers on the screen, boom, boom, 202-926-1127. Please tap in with us. We would love to hear from you. Let's get into some of this roster stuff, Will Steele. We lost Isaiah Land. And boy, if it was one dude I ain't want to lose, Will Steele, it was Isaiah Land. Now, let me be clear about Isaiah Land. Cough coming. Pardon me. Let me be clear about Isaiah Land. We don't need Isaiah Land. The team is not going to fall apart without Isaiah Land. The pass rush is not going to destruct into little bits without Isaiah Land. But boy, it would have been nice to have him. I understand that this roster, there's not a lot of space for loose change, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, this roster has so many talented pieces on it that there's not a whole bunch of guys like fighting for a spot, Will Steele. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there may be a couple dudes fighting for a spot, but for the most part, the D-line, I feel like we know what most of y'all are doing. We know what most of the cornerbacks are doing. We know what most of the, you know what I mean, wide receivers are doing. Once we go through like a preseason game, it kind of shapes itself out over a while. Like, we knew what was going to go down with Deuce and Rico. Like Malik Davis was cut weeks ago, right? So later on, later in the season, it wasn't a whole bunch of, fighting going on, right? I feel like, and look, the Cowboys can have their rules, Will Steele. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was a couple people that made this team, and I don't want to say nobody in particular because we trying to get them interviews, Will. There's a couple of people that made this team that I look at them and I go, all right, but they don't make me celebrate as if Isaiah Land would have, made this team. And the Cowboys were willing to risk it. And look, we got 4 defensive ends that can go, Will Steele. We got 4 that can go.
Yeah.
And they have faith and they have a plan in Junior Fajoko. I don't want to speak on him. We're trying to get the interview. We try to get the interview, Will Steele. But Will, there is no way that the player that led preseason in pressure for rookies and was top 3 in preseason pressures altogether, there was no way his ass was just going to sneak through waivers, was Will. We knew that. So let me ask you this. Do you think, because the Cowboys had to know it too, because we goddamn do it. And apparently I'm always wrong. A couple of people in the chat comments that be saying, Will, do you think the Cowboys were just at a point where, hey, we just gonna take an L on Isaiah Land? If he just happens to get back, we'll take him. But there's no way they was gonna expect to get Land back. Will Steele.
Yeah, I think they took a chance. They just said, we can't risk whatever player that you're thinking right now, but we will risk Isaiah Land. We won't agree on some of these players in regards to that. But like you said, we fine. But I'm pretty sure there was a split in that room too. I don't think this was probably something that was unanimous. I'm pretty sure some guys wanted to keep him, but maybe they got plans for the other dudes. But we definitely figured he would be the one that could get caught. And look, every year there's a guy, right, Voch? Every year we say, hey, this guy's not going to make it through. But this was the one where I'm like, hey, this is a money 5 position. This would be hard press. This ain't running back. Running backs can get through.
Yeah.
Pass rusher that got juice, that's tough. And it didn't work out.
Sure. And it just sucks though, man. Like what if Isaiah Land go out there and pulls a Ridgeway on us? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we play the Coast this year? I'm sure we play. I think we don't. We do not. Cool. But like, you just never know what's gonna happen with these dudes. Like, he's on that team. He's on that 53. So if he got juice, he's gonna be a part of the rotation, I guess. At some point, we'll see him on the field. And boy, it'll just hurt if we just see Isaiah Land just tearing shit up at the end of the season. But hey, what this mean to me though, Will Steele, is that Cowboys are truly in win now mode. Cowboys are thinking about right now. You know what I'm saying? And I understand you probably can't carry 2 young defensive ends, so you roll with your draft. I guess if that's the case. But you got some veteran pass rushers on this team that's not going to be here in 2 years. That's just a fact, right? If you was leaning more future, you'll probably lean Isaiah Land. What this means to me is that we just going to roll with Dorrance. If he's a straw or not, we still don't know what that means. And we're just going to roll with Dante Fowler and just mix in all the rest of the guys and just try to make this little run, Will Steele.
Yeah, once you start thinking about the future, that's when really the frustration kicks in.
Sure.
You're talking about 2023, yeah, whatever. We got enough to get it done. When you talk about the future, you're going to lose probably DA, obviously Dante.
Mm-hmm.
D-Law's going to be 32, right? Mm-hmm. Sam Williams, we don't know what the hell he's going to do from day to day.
Sam
Just
Williams
keep him out of the car.
Sam Williams going to be going 25 miles an hour because that's maturation.
We got growth. He's going to be 25. So, yeah, you just, in the future, man, this cat could have been something for you for the future in that rotation. But for the now, it does nothing. I don't think all you're losing is super depth.
Yeah.
But the future, there's something there.
And look, that's the best part. That just lets you know how, good that this team is, right? Because look, I started doing this too, Will. I started thinking about old Cowboy pass rush units. I started thinking about them George Selvey units, about them Jeremy Mincy units, right. And just thinking about, man, where would Isaiah Land fit amongst those guys, right? And he'll probably make the team in one of them years. We just happen to have a Micah and a D-Law and a Sam that we feel good about, and Dorrance and Dante are just really good, supplemental guys, as older veteran players. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. But we don't need Isaiah. We're not gonna this elite defense that me and Will been hyping all offseason. This thing is not gonna die by the hands of Isaiah Land not being here. Ryan Russell, Benson Mayo. Well, thank you. Yeah. Isaiah Land he's smoking Ryan Russell. You know what I'm saying? But this is just one of them teams, man, to where if you're not really, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't putting it on and applying the pressure every single week, man, it's tough to make this team, man. And it's just unfortunate. I saw a lot of people kind of, mad that, Cox didn't come back, Brillo Cox. And man, Jabril wasn't coming back, man. Jabril wasn't. There's no way. Even if we ask Brillo to come back, he's been sitting for a long time, and I don't think the coach is really fooled with Brillo in that way. They'll probably just draft another linebacker next year that they like more than Brillo anyway. He'll just, we'll just move on from that. So those are the guys that we lost. Matt Forniak said he's not coming back, Will Steele.
I don't think they wanted him back. They went out and got Jack Harlow's little brother.
Jack Harlow, little brother from the Jack. Look, Will, there was this thought that I was having. I don't even know if I said it here because all the days run together. I don't even know if I said it here. Pardon me. But I was feeling like if Forniak's gonna be a veteran, I want him to beat the hell out of the third team guys, second and third team guys. And he wasn't doing that, right? TJ Bass didn't lose a rep against the second and third team guys. Shouts out to TJ Bass. if TJ Bass, who's an undrafted rookie, steps in and he's doing better than what Fournier would do, it was about time to move on from Fournier, right? And look, we talk about this all the time too. We'll still just the nature of this team. Just because you made this team one time, don't mean you're gonna make it again. Because it's constantly getting better. It's constantly getting better. Now, we don't have a center on the roster right now besides Tyler Biotis, right? I think he's the only one.
Nah, the Harlow kid. He's a veteran.
Jack Harlow kid. Yeah. He's a practice squad guy, or is he on?
Even practice squad is on the roster. They can call him up. Yeah,
call him up whenever. Yeah. So we done with Lindstrom and Hoffman and all those characters. Okay, cool.
No, Hoffman's back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me read down this list. Let me read down Michael Gelkin's practice squad so far list, and there's 3 empty spots. He says, I'd imagine that Harlow little brother is one of them, so it's 2 more spots. CJ Goodwin, who's going to be team guy. Malik Jefferson, Sheldrick Redwine, Tyrus Wheaton, which we talked about that one yesterday. Will still. Darrell Johnson, our Liberty College guy. He had a very quiet camp. I ain't seen much of him, but hey, this is a great thing for him. Bring him in, develop him, let him be around the team, scout team guy, let him get some more reps. And if he can turn into a dude that the Cowboys like, sure, so be it. Josh Butler, shouts out to him. He made it. Sean McEwen's going to be a candidate for being pulled up on game days sometimes. Will still. Princeton Fant made the roster. Do you make anything of that, Princeton Fant? Because I thought Princeton Fant was just going to be a guy that was just going to disappear here, but they're using a practice squad spot for Princeton Fant.
I think they kept 2 tight ends last year on the practice squad, so... Yeah. The one thing I noticed about them is they like to bring back their own on the practice squad, meaning the guys that they signed as undrafted free agents. So.
Yeah. Oh, we'll got the list up there. All right, cool. We'll just do it like that. Malik Davis is back, in which I ain't think Malik Davis would want to come back. Based on the stories that we was kind of hearing about him in the offseason prior to, whatever, and then Rico taking his job and Deuce kind of taking his job and Hunter Luepke just making a team. I thought Malik would have been gone to go find an opportunity somewhere else, but he's back.
Fair. I was going to say, well, the running back coach is not here. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was the tiff, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough when Rico come take your job, and the undrafted free agent take your other job.
Sure.
Yeah, I would feel some type of way. But hey, put that to the side, put his big boy pants on and get that check, man, and it might be an opportunity.
Yeah, get your money. Brock Hoffman. Okay, I see it right here. Okay, appreciate you, Worcester. Brock Hoffman is there. Jalen Moreno-Cropper, we talked about him. I'm really excited about him growing here and him developing here and really finding his way, because we got a bunch of receivers, man, and these there's going to be room for the return / slot / little slashy guy. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see what happened with him. What's his name? Dennis Houston. Didn't he end up signing with the Giants or something? Or he went to Giants practice squad or something?
He went to the Giants practice squad, yes.
All right. All right, Playboy.
That one shocked me, though. I thought he returned.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't think nobody else would want him, but whatever. Tyron Johnson, of course, and Earl Bostic. Maybe they're going to try to...
Bostic.
And me and Will still can't say what we thought about Earl Bostic that one time we was watching film, because we'd get fired from this job that we just got. But hey, maybe they're gonna try to turn Earl into this Terrence Steele type character. Earl got a nice
measurements
for a tackle. Measurements for a tackle, right? Arm length, size, athleticism, and all that, but he just has no clue what he's doing as offensive tackle, especially as a pro offensive tackle.
Being nice on some of the film we saw. But there's something there, though. There's like you said, there's a build there, and you work with. That's what the practice squad's for.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%, Mr. Wolf. Got 4 sound drops today, 4 sound clips today. This first one should be obvious, but just in case there was any mess going around, any heat in the street about Dak feeling any pressure about Trey Lance, or Dak feeling the way that Jerry didn't tell him. The Cowboys actually had practice early this morning because they didn't want to get hot later on in the day, which is smart as hell. And if you follow various media members, they sent out, they took some pictures and they, put them on the socials, and you saw Dak working with Trey Lance. And look, anybody that's relatively, I'm trying to be careful with my words because I don't want to shit on nobody else, Will Steele. But nobody here thought that Dak was going to be Tony Romo to Trey Lance. Nobody thought that Dak was going to shit on Trey Lance. Nobody thought that Dak was going to, be an asshole to him. In my mind, go on.
Shouts out to my guy. I'm gonna call him out on the show, but I got a call that basically said that, and that's why I couldn't believe that he wouldn't help him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just don't see that. And Dak already said, not the case. I'm a selfless person. So.
Yep, Dak has said it. We've seen the pictures. We just know who Dak is in general. He has a master's in leadership and shit like that. Like he got paperwork for it. Here's Trey Lance talking about meeting Dak Prescott.
I mean, he welcomed me with open arms. This morning was the first time I ran into him. But yeah, I mean, that meant a lot to me. I know it's this business is crazy. But for me, like I said,
Will Steele, what you think he mean by that meant a lot to me? This business can be crazy. What you think that meant to him? What you think that mean, Will?
The latter is, we know it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Like the NFL is absolutely nuts. But I just think he's just glad to get up out of San Fran. It was talking about, I know we clown ourselves about how crazy the Cowboys organization is, but San Fran's quarterback situation was an absolute mess.
Yeah.
And I just think that's kind of what he meant. Like, hey, this business is nuts, man. So it meant a lot that he didn't, fall into the noise out there, and he welcomed me with open arms.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in my mind, I go right to the mess because I love a good mess. I'm like, man, what did Jimmy Garoppolo say to him when he first got there? You know what I mean? Like my mind goes straight there. But yeah, 100%. Yeah, I imagine like it's not a whole bunch of little bro, big bro going on around the league, but Dak is different. Let's keep listening.
I'm not looking forward at all. I'm just really trying to take it one day at a time. And these guys obviously played at a very high level for a very long time. So nothing but, obviously just tons and tons of respect for him, as I think he deserves and gets from across the league. So for me, just trying to learn everything I possibly can from him.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So yeah, and we really didn't even need that clip. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of nonsense going around, and sometimes we got to fight that every day. Will still. So it is what it is. But Mike McCarthy spoke, and Mike McCarthy loved to talk about his roster. He loved to talk about football and all kind of stuff like that. So he had a couple of things to say about a couple of position groups. He ain't had shit to say about other position groups, but he had a lot to say about a few. Let's get an update on Jordan Lewis and the slot corner position.
He's kept pushing ahead of schedule, and and it definitely looks like he's gonna make it here. So I mean, we're really a testament to him and the rehab process. So, but as far as we don't have specific, I can't give you when he's going to be on the field, but he's further ahead than we would anticipate at this time.
And then for this, if Kelvin was down the line for you guys in the slot work and wherever Jordan fits in behind Duran, who else do you have that can play the slots for you?
Well, Iz has been playing in there too. So, but I think the other part too is, how we distribute, the safeties and I think there'll be some clarity to the depth chart once we get past tomorrow.
What I was confused about, Will Steele. So you're not putting J. Lou on pup. And, we just follow the beat writers, Will Steele. We just listen and we kind of hear things, and me and you have friends, and over there. So we'll even text and boom, boom. J. Lou's going to be available, but we don't think Jordan Lewis is going to be playing week 1, right? Will Steele? Like he's not going to be playing week 1, right?
TBD.
To be determined.
Yep. We got this week of practice, next week of practice, and he was out there today going up against Brandon Cooks in practice. So
yeah,
it quite literally depends how he catches up to speed, because he said, I'm good to do everything I need to do, but now it's about football, right? It's about battling somebody across from me and getting back into football shape. If he's in football shape, you'll see him out there. If he's not, he'll be inactive.
Because at first I thought it'll just make sense. Like, hey man, there's nothing wrong with going on pup, especially this roster, right? Like it's not like we're dying to have Jordan Lewis week 1. You know what I'm saying? Like we got Duran Blammo, but like we got dudes. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, hey man, let's take our time with Jordan Lewis. I would hate for him to, re-aggravate something or anything like that. But if they're saying that he's ready, then fine. My other idea about Kelvin Joseph getting traded away, in which they asked about it or whatever, right? Like because in my mind, Kelvin was the only other nickel dude behind Duran Bland with Jordan Lewis, right? So if Jordan Lewis is there, that means that they feel good about Jordan Lewis. But Mike McCarthy also said, hey, Izzy's a guy that's been playing slot. And Kelvin played a little better than Izzy this preseason. We just talked. And then he talked about
he's versatile. He's more versatile than Kelvin.
He's definitely more versatile. And then he talked about mixing up the safeties in there, right? And part of playing big nickel is being big in the nickel spot. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the Cowboys have confidence about the nickel spot. You know, at first I was kind of questionable about it because we got a bunch of outside corners. Well, because we got a bunch of outside corners, and I was kind of getting sick of Izzy letting Christian Kirk and fucking Jackson Smith and Jigba run past him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, should we keep a quick dude in there? But if they want to roll with safeties and they're gonna keep rolling with Izzy, and which I'm fine with them rolling with Izzy.
I think you're talking about doomsday scenario though. You're like jumping over Jordan Lewis. That's
when we're
go ahead.
Well, see, when we're talking about depth, though, right? Isn't that like what it comes down to? Like, if we're talking about depth and at the bottom of the roster, right? Isn't that what we're worried about? Like, if we get to depth, then yes, it's doing. Like, if Izzy is playing slot for you, just playing slot for you, then goddamn, then something must have happened to those, to those guys, right? But what I'm saying is that you move on from Kelvin. If Jordan's not ready, is what I'm saying, because he's to be determined. If anything happens to DaRon Bland game 1 and Jordan ain't ready, there's no Kelvin now. So there's literally
Jordan.
Izzy and safety.
I don't think they're making the move if he's not. But yeah, if we're going to go doomsday scenario where Jordan Lewis is not ready for you, you don't have a backup corner or backup slot guy. Yeah, but I've always, and I've been on the island with this, hearing about Jordan Lewis and where he's at in his recovery, he's always factored into me. When I talked about my top 4 corners, it was the big 3, then Jordan Lewis and everybody else.
Yeah,
but if
I agree with you.
If J. Lou not ready, then you throw in Izzy in the slot if that's the case. But I'm thinking he will be.
Okay, I agree with holding on to Jordan Lewis, by the way, because saving that like $3.5 million, something like that, like that's not as important as having cornerback depth or whatever. So I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just wary of if he's ready right now. Because when we talked about Jordan, we talked about him in the context of boy in week 8 or something whenever he come back.
No, that was always you. No,
cool. Okay, shit, my fault, goddamn. Okay, cool. Well, whenever Jordan came back, and if Jordan was totally recovered from Liz Frank or whatever, I was fine with the idea of Jordan being around. But if Will still got a friend close to the situation, and he knew that Jordan was gonna be, and
follow tea leaves, bro. Follow tea leaves. They've been saying it all offseason that J. Lou he's out there doing everything. It's just a matter of getting back up to speed. And for me, it was always, is there somebody balling out so hard that you could say, hey, J. Lou, we can get you an extra 4 weeks? I don't think that happened. Now, Kelvin Joseph was doing good things, but it's clear they didn't want to keep Kelvin Joseph around.
Sure.
Eric Scott's an out-boundary cornerback. Nobody did enough, I guess, to keep him on PUP list. My thing has always been, if J. Lou was healthy and ready to go, I'm not playing around with nobody else because I still don't trust Kelvin Joseph at the end of the day. I trust J. Lou.
All right, cool. We'll trust J. Lou. Voch does too. I just want to see what the injury look. I just want to see what he look like. That's all. And assuming that we play dime, his ass might be out there early, sooner than later, but we'll see. Tight end talk. Mike McCarthy talked about his tight end. Let's hear what he got to say.
Not to be a broken record, but I believe this wholeheartedly, and I've done this for a long time. I've been in draft and developed since 2006, and the goal is always to keep 69 to 70 of these guys. Obviously the third quarterback, now plays into that. So, and it's a chess match, and it's these are conversations that you don't look forward to having because when you look a young man in the eye and he's done everything you asked him to do, and he definitely has earned the opportunity to be on the 53, and you don't have the right enough spots based off how you think this whole thing's going to evolve. And I go back to the Super Bowl year in 2010, and 77 players played on for that team, and that's what it takes, and history will tell you that. So and that's part of that decision, and I think Hunter, his performance against the Raiders, it was obviously, something that you had to take notice of. We were obviously very high on him, and the benefit of 3 preseason games is, less risk for injury, but the flip side of that is you don't really have, probably as much time as you'd like or you normally have to get all your players evaluated.
Hey, he was talking about Sean McEwen in there, and it was like, "Yo, Mike, we read Michael Gelkin's tweet, and we know that it was a struggle. It was a, But Mike McCarthy had submitted to the idea that, hey man, it's tough to make this team. It's tough to put this roster together. And apparently whatever Hunter Luepke did in game 3, that was enough to push him over the edge to, push Hunter Luepke to push Sean McEwen to a practice squad. And it's what it is. We've been calling him Bronco Nagurski for the past 2 weeks. So that's where we at.
Shouts out to Bill Jones.
Will, realistically, right? What you think Hunter Luepke gonna do? Because look, he on the team now. He's on the 53 right now. What do you see from Hunter Luepke this year? Like, if you had to guess,
Fullback things. It has to be.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go back to my original thought, my original point of when Hunter Luepke was here, and we all were excited, right? We were excited because he was supposed to be doing fullback things. Lead blocking, leaking out, catching passes out the backfield, maybe some goal line stuff, moving around, some motion, a little mix of John Kuhn and Kyle Juszczyk, right? That's what got us excited about Hunter Luepke. It wasn't halfback thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't halfback thing. So I said this earlier, and it's just a thought. Maybe they were doing halfback things this preseason and kind of give it a test, give him a run to see if he can handle, halfback things in the NFL. And get him kind of acclimated in case they would need him, especially if you're going to need Rico, right? Like if you have Rico, you might need to have that insurance because he's an injured guy. But have fullback things. I just think he has to be your fullback. That's the only way for this to make sense of him being on the 53 and being used, right, to his superpower. And his superpower was versatility. If he's not a fullback and he's a halfback, you absolutely, is this the right term? Usurp? Is that what man said? No.
Yeah, usurp. Yeah, right. Usurp, yeah.
But you nerf his superpower. So fullback. That's all I got.
My whole thing about Hunter, bro. And look, shouts out to him being versatile and all that, and him being able to do multiple things. I just want to know, in this offense, right? Like, the Lamb, Cooks, Gallup, Tony, Rico possibly go. Like, is Hunter gonna get involved more than Rico now? Like, Deuce, they're gonna find a way to get Deuce involved. You know what I'm saying? Then not to mention all of the tight ends or whatever, man. It's gonna be a climb. It's gonna be a climb to get him involved. So it's mostly gonna be like him lead blocking and taking short yardage carries. I think that's what the job is: lead blocks and short yard carries.
Hey, everybody got role. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got role. I just hope it is some of the fullback move around things.
Sure.
Because look, it's cool to have a lead. Man, I watched some of the tape when I was watching Trey Lance, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just watching San Fran. They just got a big old Bronco Nagurski. Just, they toss the ball, they halfback, and Bronco Nagurski's just pulling and he's out there lead blocking. I'm like, man,
yeah, I
like when we do that. We've seen it with Sean McEwen or whatnot, but now we got a running back to where you can fake that now, right? Mm-hmm. You can fake that and then you can dump it off to Hunter Luepke if they forget about him or something. So
sure. Can he tackle? If he can tackle, then he's going to be
he's going to have to learn.
Yeah, doing teams things. Yeah.
He had 9 snaps in special teams this preseason. So
the whole 3 games, he only had 9 snaps.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Offensive line. Mike McCarthy talked about the O-line and TJ Bass. Let's see what he said.
Well, I'm confident in our players, but just the way we are, formatting this 53 in the practice squad, I think it'll obviously answer itself tomorrow. But I have confidence in our players, and I really like our younger players. So, and I think they've have done a really good job, probably better than we may have anticipated.
I really like our younger players, and they did a better job than we anticipated. Awesome and TJ didn't die. I've seen Chuma and Josh Ball die a bunch, but Awesome and TJ didn't. They stepped in, they played a whole bunch of football, and they've earned the trust of this coaching staff, and shouts out to them dudes. And Awesome was going to be here anyway, but especially TJ stepping in, earning his spot. Now it's time for Zach Martin and Tyron to come in and do their thing, but shouts out to them guys. But that's what Mike McCarthy mean right there. Like it's them dudes in particular.
I think the injuries or the opportunities, with Zach not being there, Tyron on a pitch count. I mean, our young guys played a lot of football in training camp, and so it gave us a really good look at those guys. Speaking of those, kept getting better. Obviously you see his lower, his lower
So what just happened right there is I chopped over whoever the hell asked the question about TJ Bass, and here's Mike McCarthy talking about TJ Bass.
Strength, leg strength, and just his ability to stick and stay on inside people, and but just kept improving. Like his mindset. He plays the right way. So definitely a young man that earned a spot.
Now, Will Steele, Brian Schottenheimer, how much you think he gonna have TJ Bass playing fullback and tight end, catching passes and shit?
You mean Mike? None.
Whole packages with TJ Bass and shit. How much you think that's gonna be a thing?
0.
I agree, bro. I agree. I hate Kellen Moore so much, boy. But sure, yeah, they have earned a spot on this team, and unless something happened to Kratos, we're done with TJ. Unless something happened to Kratos, he'll be a PAT guy. Him and Austin probably be PAT blockers or something like that. But besides that, it's time for the veterans.
We might actually on this team, bro. He signed, but I don't know if you know that, but they officially signed him back. So I think that's your guy. Fortunately,
what was his injury? He got hurt.
Was it groin or something?
Yeah,
so lower leg. He got carted off, which was weird. But he came back out there and just stood around. But he back.
Throw your young dudes in the fire, man.
Yeah, this might be one of the weirdest depth years in quite some time. We usually have somebody back there that's, Lyle Collins and Terrence Steele were back and forth. Connor McGovern, for a couple years. Joe Looney, like these guys, been around, played.
Now,
long time since we had this.
Now, Will Steele, the Carolina Panthers cut Cam Fleming today, or Cam, whichever one Cam. The Carolina Panthers cut him today or yesterday, whichever it was. You trying to bring him in? You were thinking about bringing him in just to be a swing type kind of guy, depth type kind of guy? I
mean, I always thought about bringing in a veteran, but that's not happening. So that's not going to happen. So I'm not even going to entertain that anymore. The guy who's on this, Earl Bostic, that's it so far.
Yeah, practice squad.
I think they have to bring in a veteran on the practice squad.
All right. Moving on. That's all we got from Mike McCarthy there. We talked about, it's 10 minutes from 4:00. All right, let's get into the phones.
Well, that was quick. Damn.
It's 3:50 and we started on time. This really right on time, really. There we go. All right, let's get into it. Let's see who's on the phone. Here we go. Privilege. Coach Evans from Sip the Tally Podcast. He's a Ravens content creator. And he taught me a bunch of football, and he was there when I soaked up all his games. So y'all should listen to him. What's up, Coach?
What up? What's good, Will?
What's happening?
Can you hear him, Coach? Can you hear Will still?
Yeah, I
got him.
All right, cool. What you got for the show, Coach?
Two things. I want to talk about Isaiah a little bit. I watched a bunch of his games when he was at FAMU, being that I live there.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, who's a Rattler, she was, distraught when he got cut.
Mm-hmm.
So, her little bit of football outside of the Ravens, she really wanted to see him play for you guys because, I kind of watch you guys because of, me following you. But what I saw from him in preseason, you don't really see a lot of that, from UDFAs. He had the skill set of a guy that probably should have been drafted, and I think should have been drafted.
Yeah.
So him being cut, and I'm saying y'all got a stacked roster. I do.
Yeah.
I do. But I think he picked up some stuff from Micah just in that month that he gonna take to Indianapolis and use and be real efficient. He may not come out the gate and be like gangbusters.
Sure.
He might have a second half of the season like Houston did for Detroit.
Honestly, too, though, Coach, this is another point too. Like, you're also draft guy. So if anybody's watching my show when draft season come around, go over there and check Coach out. If he plays at Alabama or Georgia, he's about a third or fourth round pick or something, huh? Second, third round pick, right? Like with just length, bend, and burst. He's a day 2 pick somewhere, right? I'm not doing too much by saying it, huh?
100% agree.
Okay.
He played at one of the biggest schools. Yeah. At minimum, round 4. Minimum round 4.
Yeah. Can't find Ben.
If I'm not mistaken, the year before that, he led the thing in sacks.
Yeah, 16 sacks.
So,
yeah.
The second thing is, I was getting away from this hurricane yesterday and listening to you guys' show. And I must have laughed for an hour straight, laughing at Will how he changed old boy's name. Ignian. Whatever you changed, what you changed the name to?
In the Omni,
Will.
in Mahogany, he said everything.
No at the Omni.
Hey, and I was really stressed, getting away from that hurricane. But laughing at Will, that took a lot of issues off my brain. I just want to say I appreciate you guys for them last, man, because a lot was going on yesterday, and listening to the show, just took some of that stress off of my mind. I appreciate you guys for that, man. So I want to say thank you and give you guys props for an awesome show yesterday.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you, man. Be safe out there, man. I'm gonna holler at you afterwards.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
What it's about right there, man.
Yeah, man. That mean the world to me, man. That shit all up in my rib. That shit, choked me up a little bit, man. Appreciate you.
Another nugget on land. Yes. And you never ever want to say, man, I wish I did this or whatever when he's landed on his feet, pun intended. But he had a chance, Voch, to go to a big school. He turned it down to support the HBCU. And, obviously he didn't have that 19.5 sack year again, but maybe if he goes to a Power 5, he's drafted.
He has a team for sure, more money, more of a, know what I mean, more like roster security. If he was at Georgia or something, just being a Georgia kid gets you drafted, you know what I'm saying? And then having that set of skills, bendy, bursty, length. Man. I will definitely keep eyes on him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm gonna be watching Colts film or nothing like that, because that's a bit much. But I will be listening out for some Isaiah Land takes on the Colts. Let me tell you what I did do, Will Steele.
The conference has been locked.
I actually looked up Osiris Torrance just to see if they had any highlight plays on him. You know what I'm saying? Just see if, Twitter was hyping their boy up. I found one Osiris Torrance play, and that play wasn't even impressive, Will Steele.
I purposely went and looked at his grades too, then go see what people are saying in the Sports Nations, whatever. It didn't sound like they hated him, so.
They ain't like the motherfucker. They ain't had nothing. It ain't like a DeJuan Jones. Like they raving over DeJuan Jones right now. And I ain't making this about that.
Yeah. I mean, he might start though. Osiris Torrance might be their starter.
He got
on the Super Bowl caliber team.
He got to start. Him and Connor McGovern are the guards.
I mean, Kelvin Joseph didn't start. He was our second round pick. Gotta start.
What I'm saying is I would love to beat shit out the Bills if they got Osiris Torrance and damn Connor McGovern playing that guard. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't be mad with Osiris Torrance on this team, but hey, man.
Oh, Will, let me tell you something about you. You wouldn't. You are fine with TJ Bass, sir. Trust me. But anyway, neither here nor that. Let's get Hemp on the phone. What's up, Hemp?
Yo, what's up? What's good?
What's good, my guy?
Not much. Here in Georgia, man, getting all this rain, bro, from this hurricane.
Oh man, you too, man. Be safe out there. Shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to ask. Okay, being we traded Kelvin Joseph for I ain't even gonna try to say his name.
Please, I want everybody to try to say his name.
In the Omni.
Yeah. Instead of doing that, why didn't we just cut Joseph and keep Land?
That's what I said yesterday.
Yeah, we kind of short at the linebacker spot now,
So listen, there's this other thing that's going around too, right? I'm seeing people say, and Matt Owen was one of them. So Matt, if you hear, clarify. He was saying that Isaiah Land getting cut had nothing to do with like the other, like with tight end stuff or like corners or whatever, like you were saying. They saying Land was cut because some of the other pass rushers just simply beat him out. My only retort to that, and Will, tell me if I'm wrong. Get back to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, man, Hemp, that's crazy what you were saying this whole time.
Hemp still there?
Yeah, Hemp ain't going nowhere. Hemp ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it's crazy, boy. Hemp just shit. What you say again, Hemp? My headphones. What you say, Hemp? Again?
I think Hemp muted.
Nah, he ain't muted. Oh shit, we muted. He can't hear us. Damn, him, boy, that's crazy what you said, boy. God damn, dog. Yo, him, yo, you was making a great point. Hey, him, say it again so Will Steele can hear it. What you say?
I said, Isaiah Land, he was just throwing flashes right here at the end of the preseason. He just showed a lot of potential and upside that I'd want to keep him around. I hate to see him, get claimed by another team off a waiver, and then you see him in the starting lineup. Next thing you know, he's just showing out.
Yeah,
I hate to see that.
Yeah, it's crazy him that you said that 3 times in a row, bro. I know, dog. But man, it's it just is what it is, man. We have a lot of edges in the room, and we did a fantastic job of building up edges in the room. It ain't like we can't live without them, but it'd be nice to have them. Appreciate you, him.
Hey, this this a little funny, but I did write a poem for the show. I don't know if y'all want to hear that.
Continue at your own risk. We got jokes, but go ahead.
Hey, it's a little jokey joke poem. You know what I mean? It took me about 5 minutes right now.
I love it. Let's do it. What you got?
Spoken word.
Yeah. Roses are red, Cowboys are blue. Micah Parsons is coming for you. I just can't wait to start this season. Keep hating, keep waiting. We'll give you a reason. 1995 is almost 30 years in the past. It's 2023 and we coming for that ass. Jerry Jones in his box, fans in their seats, with a smile a mile wide pasted on Jerry's rosy red cheeks. As primed as we are, it can all go down the shitter, not because Dak, but lack of a kicker. That's it.
Hi.
Hey, Hemp, I appreciate that.
Hey, yo, him, that was I appreciate your creativity.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate your creativity.
That was
dog.
creative.
Yeah, it sounds like
I appreciate y'all. Keep it coming.
Yes, sir. Late. Shit.
All right, thanks, bro. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, man, say that for Christmas. Run that joint right back and say that mother for Christmas, man. Oh,
That's
boy.
good, though.
Yeah. Shouts out to him, cuz. Shouts out. Hey, shouts out to him. All right, let's get DC on the phone, see what he's talking about.
Although I thought we was getting like spoken word.
I thought we was,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I did think you was about to hit us with the slam poem.
Yeah,
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But hey, man, but he gave us what he gave us, and I'm grateful for that. What you got for us, DC?
That heat was good, boys.
Cool.
Hey, so just a couple quick things, man. So just going off of what Mike McCarthy was saying about the defense and how utilizing more safeties. Personally, I think it's a great thing. I keep with keeping the safeties on the field, we'll be able to stack the box, take away that run.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think it encourages, it's going to encourage these quarterbacks to have to check out of these runs, and they're going to have to throw at Diggs and Gilmore at some point.
Sure.
And then I think that it allows, us to play some underneath coverage games as far as like zones.
Yeah.
While allowing Diggs and Gilmore on the outside to man up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I like it. Hey, listen, DC, what you think about the new corner that we just got?
Igbenogany, I don't know. Either way. I watched him at Auburn. Matter of fact, when they played Minnesota in that bowl game. I think he's got some coverage skills if they're talking about straight line. If they're talking about straight line speed.
Nobody know his name.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
Yeah, I think as far as straight line speed, I think that he's definitely up there. I know he's a former track athlete.
Yeah.
So if we're talking straight line speed, that definitely is something that we could utilize as far as special teams. Don't know much about about his cutting ability and being able to stay on top of routes when they break.
Sure.
Not that well versed in in his tape, but I trust Dan Quinn. So I think if he sees something in him, in the fact that they were willing to go player for player, then until Dan Quinn shows me otherwise, I believe in him.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I agree. I could be wrong, right? But I think this is more for Bones than Dan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just by the way of the trade and who we traded, and man, we know how Noah get down, dog. We know he ain't one of these dudes that's finna be pushing, Trey and Gilly or nothing like that. So yeah, he's probably gonna be one of your athletic guys that's gonna be gunning on the other side. You know what I mean? So, hey,
now,
maybe
I did have one more point. Go ahead.
No. Maybe Kelvin's off the field stuff. maybe that was a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, maybe next year Sam Williams get traded for a DN with less off the field stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just that
What's up with your boy Sam, man, riding around with the tool?
Well, there's nothing wrong with riding around the tool because I do it too. But you know, just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, my guy. My fault. What else you got for me?
No, and then so one thing I did have too about the Jay Lou situation. I'm glad that he's back personally. I think him and Deron Bland could be a 4 to 5 wide absolute stopper.
Sure.
You know, if you're able to have Gilmore and Stephon Diggs on the outside, and then you're able to place Deron Bland and Jay Lou on opposite sides in the slots, I mean, damn, what do you do? You know, that basically takes away your 4 to 5 wide option, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, should be a fun season, and you know, I think with having the D lineman that you have, I think it can open up some opportunities to play with more DBs on the field if you can defend the run with less D tackles or you know, less D tackle attention. You know, if you just got Hankins, Mozzie / Osa, you know what I'm saying, and your rundown DNs, you know, Sam and D Law or whatever, or if you got Mike in there, cool, then you could do some crazy things with your coverage on the back end. But we'll cross the road whenever we get there.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, I trust DQ.
I think we could play a lot of games underneath with some zone coverages, knowing that you got Diggs and Gilmore on the outside.
Sure.
Take away a lot of that short passing game.
Sure. Love it. Appreciate you, DC.
And then my last point is I don't know if y'all have noticed, or maybe you have, but a lot of our transplant players that don't quite work out in Dallas, they end up going to Miami in the last couple of years. Is it something about our culture, or do you think that Miami's front office is a little whacked out and they think that they can fix what we couldn't? And that's it. I got it.
But besides Byron Jones and Kelvin Joseph, who else?
I see talking about Said
and them. Okay, yeah, sure.
I would say they worked out. I think Said and Connor Williams and Byron, they all worked out.
Yeah, Connor Williams. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, and that could just be the idea that, you know, I imagine some teams acknowledge the Cowboys as a good roster building team. So when the Cowboys let guys go out, I just imagine that they'll be watching. They'll be watching our guys, and
those three got the bag. You know,
they got money.
Hey, we a couple weeks away from bottling up this Slater sweat. Y'all get ready.
Yes, sir, man. Football season would be 100% back in effect, man. Appreciate you, DC. Like if I was another team and I know how the Cowboys get, and I just look, Ravens. I think the Vikings draft well sometimes too. You know, just there are certain teams that just normally figure this thing out. So when they start letting dudes go, I need to keep eyes on them. Like who they letting go, because they draft well. It wouldn't surprise me if teams are looking at guys that we let go, or just guys.
I agree. Look at kid that went to Kansas City. He's now with the Niners, the cornerback, right? Where we traded him. Ward, Michael Jackson. You know, he's out here, you know, starting and whatnot.
Starting to Seattle is crazy.
It's wild. Well, I probably ain't gonna do it no more with Witherspoon, but yeah, I mean, the Cowboys draft well, and I'm picking the brain of Will McClay. You know, if I do my homework enough.
Yeah. Voch, you got me sold on Austin Richards. He's a technician. He's better at that elbow breakdown block. I'm ready. Elbow breakdown block, like a combo block, like when you pound the flipper, when you pound the thumper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure.
Let me ask you this, Voch. Please. With Chuma Edoga playing left side this offseason, Austin Richards playing left side this offseason.
Fair point.
Who's your swing tackle? Is it Awesome or is it Edoga?
What's Walesko's shoulders looking like?
Oh, Walesko's on IR. So it's not Walesko.
So he out.
He out. Now Edoga has right tackle experience.
He gonna have to.
Do you move Awesome over there? Do you work him? You know,
I want to leave Awesome where he's at because he. This is the thing about Awesome. He looks really comfortable at tackle, but he don't look very comfortable at guard, regardless of whether he can do it or not. And I don't even want to switch sides with him. You know what I'm saying? Wherever I can feel, you know, like Awesome feels good at, like, hey, Awesome, just stay right there, because I don't want to mess around with your growth. Some dudes just naturally feel better being uncomfortable switching both sides.
Or I've done it right. Edoga switch sides.
Sure, it's gonna have to be Chuma. It's gonna have to be Chuma because Tyler not going over there. There could be a world, Will Steele, if you want to talk about it. Mike McCarthy liked to lie to us and be like, "Hey, we don't like to move 2 spots to fix 1." But Tyron played right tackle last year, so if there's a world where you want to move Tyron and just figure left side out,
I want to see that again.
But Will, what else we gonna do? And look, it'll be a strange world where Terrence Steele get hurt before Tyron Smith. I'm a cuss.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
I'm a cuss if there's a world where Terrence get hurt before Tyron. But what other right tackles do you have right now?
Speaking of Terrence, when you talk about switching like that, it was Terrence Steele who, young in his career, had to switch to left tackle and said, "Man, that shit was hard."
It wasn't comfortable.
I don't want to do that. So I'm with you. I think I'd leave Awesome on the left side, specifically left tackle, and let Chuma do the right tackle stuff.
Yep, 100%, Mr. Wolf. You ain't said nothing wrong yet. Let's go, Chris from San Antonio. What up, Chris?
Hey, what's going on?
Coolin', my guy. What you got for us today?
Y'all, in the chat when y'all went out, everyone was saying that y'all got snaked. They were like, snake?
Yeah, man. Yeah, because because nobody care about us, bro. That's how it is. But it is what it is. We got it fixed. It's the second day happening, so we'll just like we do all the time. We'll figure out what's going on and we'll fix that problem. It won't happen again. It might happen again, but it ain't gonna happen like a whole bunch. So I'll say that. It might happen tomorrow. But go ahead.
No, y'all are good. Y'all fixed it pretty quick. It took y'all like less than a minute.
Will Steele's the best in the business, sir. Of course, it was fixing less than a minute.
I had just like a couple quick points. It's mainly what you kind of knocked it on the head already. It was what Professor O said, which was one of the things I thought yesterday. I was team Land too. Like I wanted Land on the team, but he was definitely going to end up being more of a luxury than a need.
Sure.
And I think what Professor O was saying was Hunter wasn't, or better said, Land wasn't in competition with Hunter. I think Land was more in competition with like Fehoko and the depth at safety. Like I really think like Juanye making the team and Fehoko making the team, like those are two guys
was never getting cut ever.
Yeah, but look, this is my whole thing though, Chris. If they wanted to carry 7 edges, they could have. If they wanted to really carry 7 edges, they could have. It ain't always got to make sense to me. I'm just about getting the best guys I can get. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say on that. You know, but sure, go ahead.
Or just quickly, because going to the other side, well, when Hunter made it, I think Hunter was more against McEwen and Malik Davis.
Sure.
And I think the reason Hunter made it over both of them and I guess over Land, well, he wasn't against Land, he was more against McEwen and Davis. And what, unfortunately, like for Malik and McEwen, like it's not that Hunter's better than them. I just think he can do what they do, plus also be a fullback at the same time. Like I think he can block like McEwen and run like Malik, maybe not better than both of them at their own attributes, but he can do that to get by, and at the same time he'll offer you like a fullback on the team. So it was kind of like a 3-for-1, and that ended up like the versatility just saved them. Plus he did good enough to play. I really got stuck on the Juanye part. I think Juanye making it over Land was more what ended up beating out Land. Like, cause I was looking, I'm like, damn, like 6 safeties. Like when I saw the breakdown of everybody doing it, I don't know. I don't know if we needed a 6th safety. I like Juanye though. I do like Juanye.
You technically didn't need a 7th.
I was just like, damn.
Well, and just go back to my point, man. You could do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But also too on Luepke, I had this thought. I was watching film with Will Steele and with my patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Tyree Wilson, 6th overall pick from Texas Tech, defensive end. He plays for the Raiders. Tyree, Tyree went out there and beat the shit out of Josh Ball. He did not beat the shit out of Luke Schoonmaker, right? And then I imagine,
I saw that rep.
And then I imagine, boy, I wonder what it looked like if Hunter Luepke was at tight end right there and not Luke Schoonmaker. You know what I'm saying? So I feel what y'all saying with this tight end stuff, and that might work at North Dakota State. And look, it might work next year when Hunter's off the peanut butter or something like that. I don't know. But when we talk about Hunter Luepke's versatility, I'm not mentioning tight end as a part of that versatility. I can talk about kicking teams. I mean, if he's gonna be personal protector, you know, one of the blocking punt team guys, something like we can talk about that. But it's just regular fullback and running back for me. Maybe wing guy, but that's all.
Do you think? Okay, let me do like the watch game to you. Do you think would you have kept McEwen over Lance?
No, because I feel like McEwen was always gonna. Because Will still talking me off this ledge. They cut Sean last year, and Sean came back, and he was a work back on game day roster guy. So I don't think Sean was in that conversation. Nobody wants Sean. And I thought wouldn't nobody want Luepke. I thought if Luepke was on waivers, what am I gonna take Luepke from you, or at least I think. But maybe the Colts.
I agree with you, dude. Like I was definitely like I see where you're coming from, and I agree.
Sorry about Chris. Chris, hold on. Chris, I'm sorry. Chris, I'm sorry. It ain't but 3 teams that use a fullback anyway, huh? Like, how many teams use a fullback? Nah, Hunter would have been all right.
Yeah, you hope he's Juszczyk, and that's basically it. Like, there's not really any other fullback. Like, I mean, very few fullbacks that are like that, and that's basically it. But like, what are the odds he's going to be Juszczyk? Maybe, but we can't. You know, like it's hard to see it. Whereas with Land, you can see like everything you've mentioned, like the bend, the burst, the pass rush. Like
for sure.
It's tough. It was a little tough. But that's all I got. I just wanted to ask you like the watch game, basically, with that McEwen or Land. Wanye or Land.
Hey man, appreciate. You say Wanye or Land?
Yeah.
Well, Wanye is a backup free safety that's gonna play kicking teams for you. I don't think we have another. I don't think we have another free safety behind Hooker. So in that instance, I guess Wanye would be more important for you. But boy, I feel like if Wanye was on waivers, you think somebody would take him?
That's a tough one. He had good tape this preseason.
That's a little close. That's a little close.
Yeah.
That's the one I got stuck on, man. I really thought it came down to more Land versus Wanye because I mean Donovan can play free safety, Izzy could play free safety, and I know technically he's gonna be Malik's backup, and that's why. And then the whole Bell is gonna be a linebacker, so he's not a safety kind of thing. But I was like, damn, that's where he got cut off. Yeah. I think that's where he got cut off.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you, Mike.
He flat out took a chance, man.
Later.
Yep. Good call. They just rolled the dice. Will
they flat out rolled the dice, and they wanted him back on a practice. They thought that they could sneak him through, and that was going to happen. I think with a lot of players out there, man, we might be able to sneak him through to get somebody else on this roster. But there are many players we can go down a list with, but to try not to include Hunter, I think would be false. Here's why I would argue that conversation could have happened here in regards to Hunter versus Land. I truly believe, bro, if he's a fullback, there's a role on 46.
Sure.
So if I go in that room and say, man, 100% a pass rusher is definitely money 5 position is definitely more important than a fullback, right? However, this guy is probably going to be a guy that doesn't see the field, or we don't want him to see the field because we already got our pass rusher set for 2023. Whereas they go and they argue to themselves, all right, do I want to keep this guy inactive all year, or do I want a guy that I'm going to feature, whether it be on teams, whether it be with, big packages, whether it be goal line, whether it be as a fullback? Like Hunter's going, I have to believe that he's going to be a fullback and have a role. So I do think you can have that conversation of Hunter or Land because Land's upside, he's a money 5 position. He's a juice pass rusher. It's a reason he got claimed. It's a reason why running backs don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can have that conversation. I think the conversation could have went that way. We're going to actually use this fullback. We're not going to use Lamb.
Sure. For sure. Don, what's up?
How's it going, man?
Everything's everything. What you got for us today?
I had a question. Who's going to be the return guy? You think Deuce will get a little work in that?
It should be Deuce, but it's gonna be Turpin though. Turpin's gonna be your return guy.
Man, that guy's going to be dropping balls left and right.
You bet not.
Do you think they're going to go out and get a linebacker or an offensive lineman?
They better. Both offensive lineman and linebacker.
Hey, so our Frenchman, and we call him our Frenchman, but I have no idea if he's French or not. Alex Taylor Prelude.
Yeah.
He's on the practice squad too.
Good. I can see him being an emergency right tackle. Like if anything happens
like
to Terrence, I can. Cause what else we gonna do? I can
Terrence
see
and
them.
Chuma.
Yeah.
I think Chuma's your right tackle. But yeah, if it has to be, I like Preludes.
Weeks with what they got.
Yeah. What'd you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What'd you say? Say again?
You think they're going to play the first couple of weeks with what they got, then
sure, we have to
decide to make moves?
Unless, like, look, we don't have anything but 2 7th-round picks to move around, so we're probably just looking at waiver guys. We're most likely looking at waiver guys. So we'll see.
Maybe Tyron Smith will make the whole season.
Gotcha. Well, that's not gonna happen. Tyron Smith definitely ain't gonna make it the whole season, but I feel your optimism though.
You gotta be positive, man. You never know.
Never. Don, we gotta move the show along a little bit, man. But I appreciate you, man. It's a good call.
Hey, there was a bet on my channel months ago where this guy said that Tyron Smith is going to play 14 plus games. I said, sir, I will gladly pay you $100 if that happens. Gladly.
That's easy. Yo, look, I will lose 100.
I'll do right.
I'm fine losing 100. I will gladly take your 100, but if I could just pay, please, football guys, I'll give you $100.
Please.
Can Tyron Smith play the whole season?
If Tyron Smith give me a whole, I will give that. I will drive to his house and give him the 100.
I'll go 50. Let's get through these next 3 callers a little bit. We gotta move the show along a little bit. Volume want me to do some promo stuff, so let's run it. Mark, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Voch? What's up, Scott? How y'all doing?
What's good, Mike? Right.
Hey, man. I was on Team Luepke, man. So I'm glad he made it. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry, Voch, he made it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, to me, I actually thought it would play out differently. I thought McEwen would stay and Luepke would go to the practice squad because he would be the one that clear away.
Yep.
I'm like, if nobody's taking a fullback, and it was going to take him, depending on what they planned on or what they saw from him in the future, it would take a while for him to develop. And if you're in win now mode, even if you got a fullback that you high on, hey, he might not be able to do everything you don't want him to do, but who knows? They went with him, and so he's here now, and I'm happy about it. I don't envision them not having a role for him. That's a significant one, depending on what they are. That's a lot of that's going to be about situational football to me.
Yeah.
When Luepke gets in there and how much he contributes. So that's one thing. And another thing, man, I think everybody knew Isaiah wasn't going to get away.
Yeah.
You could see what he could do.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of, I think they chose Neville Gallimore over Isaiah Land. That's what I think. To me, you build your offensive and your defensive lines from the middle out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have your center and your guard strong, and you got to have your defensive, particularly on the defensive side, I think.
Yeah.
You got to have that defensive tackle spot solidified.
Yep.
I thought it was interesting that they didn't think they needed Bohanna as much as they needed Gallimore.
Yep.
And I think Scott brought up that they really don't have an actual 3-tech other than Gallimore to back up Olsen.
Yeah.
But hey, you got they talking about the Fajoku flashing at the 3-tech. Olsen can do 3-tech things, so
Junior not even going to be active. Junior not even going to be active. He's going to be the 52nd player every week. So I ain't even looking for him. I see him next year off the peanut butter. Yo, Mark, we got to move along, man. Please call me back tomorrow, man. We'll talk about it some more, man. Salute.
No problem. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Thank you.
I apologize. And boy, man, for the other 2 people on the phones seem to have crashed. Damn. All right. Shit. Everything crashed today. Was just everything. Everything just breaking it. Damn, boy. Just I was ready to get to them calls too, dog. But all right, here we go. Let's read these supers, man, and we'll get this volume work done. Lay y'all the pieces. Call in tomorrow. We'll probably go a little overtime tomorrow. Appreciate you. Today the 30th, my bad. You good on that side? All right. Okay, cool. Appreciate y'all. Let's see what's on the Voch side. Let's see. Noah Economy. Adrian Lindsay dropped the deuce and said Noah Economy. Appreciate you, bro. The chef dropped a deuce and then he dropped a 5. There's 7 altogether. He says Hyatt smoked garden. Watch clip. He smoked Sauce Gardner. Hey, Jalen Hyatt can run fast, but Gardner made the play.
Yeah, it was the motion play where they ran him across behind the line of scrimmage, couldn't get on him. He got speed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Gardner had a good couple reps on him too, though.
Sure. I have no issues paying to say Jalen Hyatt will smoke your secondary. All right.
I cannot wait.
I don't know where this confidence that these Giants fans got. I don't know where they get this from. Kenny Lydra 5 says the Cowboys keeping 6 wide receivers. Do you still see the Cowboys as a running offense, or do you see us remaining as a pass offense? Well, hey, that's a lot of receivers, Kenny Lydra, and we'll probably find a way to get all of them involved. So yeah, appreciate you. Vicente Eguarde, he dropped a deuce and another deuce. That's 4 altogether. He says Voch, Isaiah Land, or Turpin. Well, Land gone, so I'm going Turpin. But if Land was here. All right. And then Vincent also says Voch, Turpin made the roster. Voch's math. FAC for what? Oh, okay. Okay, Turpin made the roster. Voch going, motherfucker, for what? Okay, I got you. Appreciate you. I don't mind Turpin being on this roster, man. Turpin earned the trust of his coordinators and coaches, and they're going to find a way to get Turpin going. I believe it. All right. Marcus Harris, you have anything for us, sir? Anything for us, Marcus Harris? Anything for us? Voch said, shit, the coach said Isaiah Land, we got $850,000 for you. Come on, bro. Facts, bro. But hey, Colts are a team that's building, man. They need dudes, man. They need guys, man. Hear ye, Will Steele, before we get this promo going. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me, you, and everybody on the Colts, Will Steele. At the volume, it is not so much our friends' help that helps us, but the confidence of their help. Will. It ain't the help that you give me, Will Steele. It's when you help me, it's the confidence that you give me that truly makes me better. Come on, Will Steele. Come on, man.
Good one, Marcus.
Come on, man. Come on, Will Steele. Hashtag friends. Hashtag how many of us have this?
Hashtag friends.
Once we get something to critically think about. Appreciate you very much, Marcus Harrison. Hold this L, line sleep outside, UNLV, young lion, young goat, young pimp. My bad, young pimp, young goat, all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all, man. Well, appreciate you, Marcus Harrison. Chat, this is what I need from y'all. And I'm gonna put this down in the bottom and I'm gonna leave it in the chat, for a couple of goals. The Cowboys have many antagonists on the volume. There's a lot of bad guys, and there's nobody to truly hold them accountable. They brought me to be Cowboys guy, but nobody ever really held them accountable. Cowherd, Middlecoff, a couple other characters over there. And I got to climb this Mortal Kombat ladder to get to Colin Cowherd. On my Cowboys. I got to fight 8 people to get to Colin Cowherd. You know what I'm saying? I got to fight them. But chat, I have to show the volume that this is a marketable idea. So this is what I need from you, chat. If y'all want to do a raid right now, I'm dropping a link. Oh, shit. I'm dropping a link in the chat right now. This is what I need from y'all. You can give your opinion after the show. Just do what you want. But in this raid in particular, I need y'all to run over to that video and I need you to say, Voch raid, here because of Voch. Voch sent me. That's all I need y'all to say. And just watch the video. Just watch me hold Liv Moods accountable. Because she thinks that Tua Tagovailoa is better than Dak Prescott. Watch me hold Liv Moods.
Smith.
She thinks that Eugene Smith is better than Dak Prescott. If y'all want some extra content, just an extra hour of content, please hit the link. But the most important part, because we need volume to see this so I can climb the ladder and get the Cowherd to whoop him, I need y'all to say, Voch sent me, here because of Voch, Voch raid. And I will slowly but surely climb that particular ladder. And by the end of the season, I'm going to get the Colin Cowherd, and I'm going to pull the motherfucking chair out, and I'm going to go upside his goddamn head for them Cowboys. Say, you understand me? You understand me, Colin Cowherd? I'm coming. Liv Moose, you first. John Middlecoff, you next. All you other characters, I'm coming for you. Don't fire me. I'm sorry. Okay, don't fire me. I'm sorry. But in this year that the Cowboys are about to win a Super Bowl, how sweet would it be to get that ring and for us to hold Colin Cowherd and the rest of my staff and colleagues at the Volume accountable? Tap in with us. Follow me at VOCHLOMBARDI. Follow Will Steele at Skywalker, STEELE. I'll see y'all tomorrow because Will's still gonna be gone. I'm proud of him. I love you. I love you to pieces,
Love
bro.
you, fam.
Y'all hold down for the dose of some piece of whiskey. I'll meet y'all at the Live Moves video. Volume.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Colin, we're coming for you. Hold on. Play it again. Play it again. Waste the music today. Go ahead, play it.